The thing to know about staffing is there's so much more to know than you think if you're starting out for the first time, and more to know than I'm going to cover. I just want to go over a couple things here. When you start to pay people for being staff members of your library, there are two big categories you can choose from. You can either pay people as 1099 independent contractors or as employees. And so the 1099 and the W-2 are the two different kinds of tax forms that you get at the end of the year. And so that's how we refer to people, is how we, by the name of the tax form that we give them. So independent contractors, there are very strict restrictions on who can be designated a 1099 because they have a lot less rights. There are far fewer requirements of an employer to be good to a 1099 contractor. So you might remember some of the lawsuits around Uber and Lyft, right? Are their drivers 1099s or W-2s? 1099 contractors, typically they do one very specific thing for you. Our marketing consultant, for example, is a 1099. Our workshop instructors are 1099s. They're paid either by the job or hourly. They don't have, typically, you can pay someone on retainer, but typically if you're paying someone all the time for years, they're probably not a 1099. Typically, if they need insurance, they carry it themselves. It's a very regulated category. I would encourage you to consider, if you can, making anybody you can a W-2 employee. That allows for all kinds of things like employer benefits. It's much easier for people to buy a house, for example, when they have W-2 income that they can demonstrate. But you have to consider not only the salary, which can be hourly or annual, but also you'll need to pay payroll tax, unemployment insurance, workers' compensation insurance, and typically you need to include them in your organization's liability insurance. So it's not just as simple as giving someone a paycheck, just so you know, which is another reason why it could be great to be a fiscally sponsored project while you're getting started, because your fiscal sponsor figures all of that stuff out for you. They pay the payroll tax for you, they get the insurance, all that stuff. If you think you might be at a place in your budget where you could pay people for labor, consider, are you really ready to provide staff members a positive, well-supported experience? Are you ready to take on a W-2 employee? If not, maybe you want to consider another structure. These are all the legal ways to pay people. There are extra legal ways to pay people. I'm just not going to go into them.